It was a quiet night in March 2014. A routine flight, carrying 239 people, took off from Kuala Lumpur, heading for Beijing. But just 40 minutes later, the plane vanished from the radar. What happened next became one of the greatest mysteries of modern aviation, the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370. But before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It will only take you a second, and you can always change your mind later. Act 1. The Disappearance. We appreciate your support and promise to always bring you fascinating documentaries. Now let's begin. On March 8, 2014, Flight MH370 departed Kuala Lumpur International Airport at 12:41 a.m. local time. On board were 227 passengers and 12 crew members. Their scheduled arrival time in Beijing was 6:30 a.m. The Boeing 777-200ER took off without incident. About 40 minutes into the flight, as MH370 flew over the South China Sea, contact was lost with the aircraft. Air traffic control noted the plane was in perfect condition and weather conditions along the route were also good. At 1:19 a.m., the co-pilot was heard saying, "Good night, Malaysian 370. That was the last communication from the cockpit. Just 2 minutes later, at 1:21 a.m., the plane disappeared from air traffic control radar screens. No distress call, no emergency signal, no explanation, just silence. For the first few weeks, the focus of the search was in the South China Sea, where the plane had last been detected. But despite combing through more than 100,000 square miles of ocean, no debris was found. The data showed that MH370 changed course dramatically. After disappearing from radar, the plane flew west for about 4 hours before turning south and continuing over the Indian Ocean. Days turned into weeks with no answers. Then on April 2014, a series of satellite communications painted a dramatic picture of the plane's final moments. This revelation raised many questions. Why did the plane travel so far off course? Was it a technical failure, a hijacking, or something else entirely? Act 2. The search begins. A massive search operation was launched involving dozens of countries. Ships, planes, and divers scoured the remote waters of the Indian Ocean for any sign of the missing jet. But the vastness of the search area made the task seem almost futile. The Australian, American, and Chinese governments coordinated most of the search efforts. Underwater search experts from all over the world joined in. They faced challenges like strong currents, unpredictable weather, and a water depth of up to 20,000 feet. Despite these odds, they continued searching. Many people involved saw this as more than just a job. It was a chance to bring closure to the families of the victims. They hoped to find MH370 and its black box, which could hold vital clues as to what happened. But the longer the search went on without answers, the more the focus shifted to the question, what happened to MH370? MH370's disappearance was unprecedented in recent times. In the history of commercial aviation, there have been cases of planes going missing, but none quite like this. Usually when a plane crashes, emergency signals or debris offer some indication of what happened. But in the case of MH370, there was nothing except the silent ocean. There were no reports of distress from passengers, no evidence of a mid-air breakup, and no obvious reason for the plane to veer so dramatically off course. This lack of answers fueled speculation. People began to ask questions like, could a pilot have intentionally crashed the plane? Had it been hijacked, or was there a mechanical problem? As these questions circulated, fear started to grip people worldwide. The idea of a modern jetliner vanishing without a trace was unsettling. It challenged the sense of safety people normally associate with air travel, making them wonder if such an incident could happen again. The disappearance of MH370 triggered a global response. It wasn't just the immediate search and rescue effort, but a re-evaluation of aviation safety standards and procedures. The event led to calls for better tracking of flights, particularly over remote areas like the Indian Ocean. It also prompted discussions about pilot behavior and aircraft maintenance, aiming to prevent such incidents from happening again. Act 3. The Theories. Act 4. The Unanswered Questions. As technology advances and new methods of data analysis are developed, there is hope that they may shed light on the MH370 disaster. Satellite imagery, radar data, and underwater exploration techniques continue to improve. Perhaps one day they will reveal what really happened to the missing plane. It was March 2014 when a Boeing 777-200ER took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport bound for Beijing. On board were 227 passengers and 12 crew members ready to embark on their journey. As the plane soared into the night sky, little did they know that their fate was about to take a tragic turn. Just 40 minutes into the flight, MH370 vanished from air traffic control radar. The last communication from the cockpit, "Good night, Malaysian 370, echoed in the darkness, leaving behind a chilling silence. The disappearance of MH370 was more than just a mystery. It was a tragedy that shocked the world and left a void of unanswered questions. As we delve into the depths of this haunting event, we're reminded of the fragility of certainty and the enduring power of the unknown. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment below. Your feedback is very important to us. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching.